What is up guys, the Baking Spree here. Welcome back to another video, and today we'll be making this delicious chocolate cake. Please subscribe, drop a like, and leave a comment on what recipe I should make next and if you like this recipe. And let's get on with the video. Okay, now we're gonna need to sift out all the dry ingredients. Okay, now all the dry ingredients are sifted. Now we just mix them so they're evenly distributed. Okay, now we're done with the dry ingredients. Okay, now we're gonna mix all the wet ingredients together. Okay, now we mix. Okay, now we mix the wet ingredients with the dry ingredients. Now mix it. Okay, now what we're gonna do is put in some hot brewed coffee. What that's gonna do is make the cake taste more chocolatey. And then mix again. Okay, the batter is now ready, and now I have already greased and lined it 2 8-inch pans with parchment paper, and now what you're gonna need to do is evenly divide them among the 2 pans. Okay, the batter is now evenly distributed, and now we're gonna preheat the oven to 350 degrees and bake for about 35 to 40 minutes. Okay, now let's start the frosting. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put these chocolate chips over boiling water for it to melt. Okay, while the chocolate chips are melting, I'm going to mix the softened butter with applesauce and vanilla extract, and then mix it together. Okay, now that that's mixed, you're gonna gradually pour in the powdered sugar and then mix. Now add the coffee powder to 2 tablespoons of hot water. Okay, now the 2 tablespoons of coffee is done and the chocolate has melted, so I'm gonna wait for a bit so it can cool down before I mix it with the butter. The cakes are not done yet, but they're looking good so far. Now the cakes are out of the oven after being in there for 40 minutes, and we're gonna let them cool down for 30 minutes, and while we're doing that, we're gonna finish up the chocolate buttercream. To finish up the chocolate buttercream, let's add the coffee and the melted chocolate to the butter mixture. Now let's mix. Frosting is now done, and we're gonna let it cool down in the fridge just for a bit right before we put the frosting on the cakes. Okay, the cakes are now cooled, and now it's time for frosting. My favorite part of making a cake. Frosting on the first layer of cake is done. Now it's time to put the second layer. Now the frosting again. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching me make this delicious chocolate cake. If you enjoyed this recipe, please subscribe, drop a like, and leave a comment on what recipe I should make next. Until then,